It's Mr. Right Choice, and let's talk about monthly payments and what that looks like so far in 2024 in the real estate market. Now, I want to do this video to break down what monthly payments look like because a lot of people really just don't know and really don't understand, and they look at a pre-approval, even though they may be approved for $500,000, but they can't really afford that monthly. So let's break this down. So I want to break down basically an average cost of a home here in the Central Florida market. So I'm going to do $430,000 because the average price point for a nice home in a good area around here is between 400 to 500. So I decided to break down $430,000. So with that $430,000, that's typically a 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom, around 2,000 square feet. It could be a little bit more or it's going to be less. It really depends on the area that you decide you want to live in the Central Florida market. So let's talk about this $430,000 and let's break down how we get the monthly for that. So first off, what typical loan is usually associated with that $430,000? Normally, first-time homebuyers usually use a FHA loan because it allows you to bring the least amount of money to the table, which is 3.5% down. So let's break that down. 3.5% down, the down payment for $430,000 is around about $15,000. Now, there's another cost associated with that, which is called closing costs. A lot of people don't really factor that in or really don't talk about it because people just be like, well, what's my down payment? But you also have a closing cost that's factored in. So normally what I do is I usually do a 3% rule when it's resale. So 3% on the $430,000 is around $12,900. So when you add them two together, you're looking at around about almost $28,000 that you have to bring to the table to close on that $430,000 home. Now, if you're working with the buyer's agent, which I highly recommend you do, we can normally negotiate that on your behalf that you don't have to pay the closing costs. Sometimes we can do all of it. Sometimes it can be a little. It just really depends on the situation and how the negotiations go with the seller agent. But if you do new construction, sometimes they do pay all your closing costs. It just really depends on the bidder that you go to during that time. So now we done talked about the down payment and what you need to bring to the closing table. Now let's get into what does that monthly look like at a $430,000 price point. So let's break it down. So if you have subpar credit, and I'm not a lender, by the way, not a lender. What I did do was talk to one of the lenders that I do use to help me out with some of these numbers for you guys. So if you have subpar credit, the current interest rate right now, depending on your credit score, you're looking at a 6.1 interest rate. Now, it depends on your credit, where is it at? But you're around about 6.1. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is the taxes. Now, I just did an average on this, majority of this stuff. So the taxes for a year, you're looking at $416. Again, $416. The next item we'll talk about is PMI, which is called private mortgage insurance. And we're looking at $190 a month on that too as well. And private mortgage insurance is something that lenders require when you have an FHA loan. Now, we can go more in detail on that, how you can get that off, but that could be another video. Now, the last item I'm gonna talk about is insurance. You gotta have insurance on your home, just like how you have health insurance. You gotta have insurance on your home. And we're looking to average around $125 a month. Now, I'm not going to add HOA because there's a lot of factors with HOA in different areas. So some have HOA, some don't. So they vary in prices around here a lot in Central Florida. So when we add all of them together, you're looking at $3,247 a month for a $430,000 house with subpar credit. Now, I just broke down this price for you, and I just let you know exactly what goes into that price. Now, I did this so you can see, can you afford this? If so, you're good at $430,000. If you can't afford this, that means you have to scale down on the price of the home, or you may have to move further out to get what you're looking for. So that's enough of this video here. I just want to break down what the monthly look like because I think it's a need to know. I think y'all need to know this. Besides, I'm approved for $500,000, but it all really comes down to what you can afford monthly. And I'm out.